OpenAI's next model family is confirmed to be called Astra. Could this be GPT-6 or could this be something else? And not only that, GLM 5.5 is expected to come sometime in August, and there are some rumors that this model could be epic according to insiders. So let's get into it. So AI does not stop and the development keeps on going. And it looks like OpenAI is continuing the progress they have made over the last couple of weeks with a new model actually codenamed Astra. Now, when I first saw this, I was kind of confused about what's happening, but let me explain it simply. OpenAI has an internal version of Astra, which is their next major model. And the person you're seeing actually say this is Noam Brown, who's actually researching reasoning at OpenAI. So he's behind the model's intelligence, research, and things like that. And what they notice is that their internal version of Astra, the new model, solved 10 major open problems in mathematics, quantum complexity, and theoretical computer science. And they're saying, at Noam Brown specifically, that this model will be a major step for scientific reasoning. Now, this is huge, guys, because right now the models that we are used to are really strong. They're very capable. When it comes to reasoning, when it comes to logic, they're mainly used for daily work. They're mainly used for programming, obviously, and they're mainly used for, just helping people solve problems on a regular basis. But when it comes to science, when it comes to mathematics, it requires a different level of thinking. And these models are now capable enough to do that. And these models are now solving open problems in math, quantum complexity, and theoretical computer science. And the problems they actually solve, the 10 problems, we can see the picture over here. And I'm going to be completely honest, I do not have a background strong enough that I can understand what exactly these problems are. Maybe somebody watching this video could appreciate this a little bit more. But for me specifically, what this indicates is, number one, we have a stronger version of a model coming from OpenAI, which is Astra, and which kind of makes sense to how they've been naming the models. We have Sol, Luna, and Terra, and Astra basically means a star, so that makes sense. It goes along with their major model family. So Sol, GPT 5.6 Sol, was just the beginning. We have a more capable model coming from OpenAI, and that is not a surprise to us because last week we got Opus 5. And that model is basically, I would say, the number one model at the moment. We know that Opus 5 is not Anthropic's strongest tier. We have the Mythos level models, Fable 5 being one of them. And we know that that model is also due for a little bit of upgrade. So the space is very competitive. And it looks like OpenAI saw the success of Opus 5. And it looks like they're kind of indicating that they have a strong model coming, Astra. I don't know if this model is going to be stronger than Opus 5. It should be based off what we have seen so far, but obviously we don't have much information. We just know that this model is really good at reasoning specifically, and when it comes to mathematics and scientific reasoning, this model excels at that. And you can clearly guess that if it excels in this specific area, there's high chances for daily work this model is going to be much more capable. If it's able to do a good job at theoretical computer science, you could expect that when it comes to coding capabilities, when it comes to solving problems that most people are using, it should be good. Because if this model excels at solving major open problems, then the problems that we throw at it, I don't think it's going to be as complicated as some of these problems. So yeah, I think this model is going to be huge for OpenAI. And, we can see that I'm not the only one that's excited about this. In the AI space right now, we're all kind of focused on how strong these models are when it comes to, creating a Minecraft clone or creating a new game or how good is the website at front-end design. But what's really interesting is that these models are getting so strong now that we might be entering the golden age of science. Now, this might sound a little bit crazy, but what we are seeing is that if these models continue to develop and become stronger the way they are at this pace at the moment, the implications would be greater than just computer science. It would be material research, energy production, drug discovery. So we know both OpenAI and Anthropic are working with science-based labs and partnering with them and training the upcoming models to be not only good at programming, but also be good at science and being good at biology. We know there are serious problems in the world when it comes to cancer and diseases. And if AI can help create a solution for those real problems, it's going to be huge. So yes, I am excited as this person is because I think AI is a technology that's very capable, very strong. And if we see these models get strong in areas that, provide a lot of value to humanity, then yeah, why wouldn't you be hyped? So yeah, I'm really excited for OpenAI Astra. I think people are calling it GPT-6, We actually don't know what the model is going to be released as. Is it going to be called GPT-6? Is it going to be GPT 5.7? I don't know. Based off the evidence I'm seeing, I'm leaning towards more GPT-6 just because this model might be much stronger than GPT 5.6. Also, one thing to keep in mind is that we also saw a big price discount from OpenAI last week, 80% for Luna and 20% for Terra, if I remember correctly. And then we also saw DeepSeek for Flash come out, and that model produced insane like price to performance values. It's actually the #1 model on the Pareto frontier in the front-end code arena with a score of 1586. So it's priced at about 14 cents and 28 per million tokens, and it's the best performance per dollar of any models in the class. So we are expecting OpenAI to also, focus on producing the strongest model, but also the cheapest model, because I think that is becoming more and more important for not only OpenAI or like DeepSeek, it's becoming more and more important for all the labs, because a lot of people are feeling the implications of running their own AI models and are also tired of paying a lot for AI subscriptions. So yeah, that fatigue is setting in a little bit. And because of that, most of these labs are going to be focusing on what DeepSeek has been doing, is producing the strongest model, but also at the cheapest cost possible. So yeah, next couple of weeks are not going to slow down at all. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel because you don't want to miss any of the upcoming news. Before we continue, we just launched the Universe of AI newsletter. If you want to stay on top of AI news without having to hunt for it, link is in the description. Don't miss out. So on X, the lead of Z.AI basically mentioned, with models advancing so quickly, how is GLM 5.2 holding up? Doing some market research, clearly, they're trying to see how well their models are holding up. Because before Kimi K3 came out, Opus 5, or any of the GPT lineup models came out, GLM 5.2 was a very strong model, and a lot of people were surprised that China was able to produce a model capable as GLM 5.2, and clearly that was enough to let all the competitors know that, okay, we got to drop something new. So then Kimi K3 dropped in Opus 5, and because of the rapid releases, GLM 5.2 became a model that we talked about for a couple of weeks and then we forgot about, but it looks like they are taking notice and they are working towards dropping their new model, GLM 5.5 most likely. And what we know so far is that obviously we see some activity from actual employees at Z.AI, like the lead at Z.AI asking these questions, but there are early reports from JP Morgan, Reuters, that they are expecting GLM 5.5 to come in sometime August. I think early August is most likely the time frame, but it's going to be a model that's going to be bigger than 1 trillion in total parameters, open weight release, up to 1 million contacts, and based on what we have seen so far, it will focus on agentic coding. This is going to be a direct jump from GLM 5.2 to 5.5, so if you are thinking like maybe 5.3 or something, I don't know if that is going to be the case. And the founder actually said that this is going to be an epic upgrade. Obviously, this is the founder of the lab. He has an incentive to hype up the release, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if GLM 5.5 is as strong as Kimi K3. People are predicting that it might even beat Kimi K3 and maybe around Soul level, GPT 5.6 Soul level, maybe not Opus 5, because the consensus is that the Chinese labs are usually 3 to 6 months behind the frontier releases. I don't know if that is going to be the case anymore. I feel like they're probably a little bit closer than 3 to 6 months now based off what we have seen so far. Even DeepSeek version 4 Flash coming out, of course this model is not #1 on benchmarks, but how the model is so efficient, most people don't care if it's #1 on the benchmarks, because obviously you are paying way less for the amount of intelligence you're getting from DeepSeek version 4 Flash compared to anything out there. So yeah, I don't think 3 to 6 months is the accurate timeline. I think it's more like 1 or 2 months if I was being a little bit realistic. And when Kimi K3 came out, it was kind of funny because we saw some accusations from the US government saying that Kimi K3 was distilled from Fable 5. Of course, we still haven't seen any hard evidence yet, either from Anthropic or the US government. So we don't know if that is actually the case. But yeah, the Chinese labs, I think, are closer than 3 to 6 months, and the space is very competitive. So I wouldn't be surprised if GLM 5.5 comes early in August. But that's it for today's video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Follow our new newsletter as well at universeofai.beehive.com. As well, subscribe to the main channel, World of AI. and support us on X by following the Universe of AIZ as well. Until then.